Sellers, we are under contract. Now we're in business, and this is exciting, isn't it? But don't get too excited just yet. We now have to go through the option and contingency period. So what is an option and contingency? A contingency in an offer is when a buyer and seller have an accepted offer, but the final sale is contingent upon certain criteria being met. Contingencies typically fall under two major categories: appraisal and loan approval. During the contingency period, the buyers have the time to get the appraisal and the final approval on their loan. An appraisal is done during the time period by the lender, and full loan approval will be determined. The purchase contract is written with these contingencies in place and the time frame on which they are due. Typically, a contingency time period can be 14 to 21 days depending on what was negotiated between the buyer and the seller. The option period, which is normally 5 to 7 days, gives the buyer time to do their due diligence and learn the ins and outs of the property. They usually have a home inspection, pest inspection, and roof inspection. If there is a pool or septic system on the property, they may choose to do a pool and septic inspection too. Also, during this time frame, the buyer can back out of the home if they are not happy with what they discover on any of the reports, disclosures, or inspections. The buyer could ask for repairs to be done or a credit from the seller in lieu of repairs. We try to avoid this scenario by negotiating agreeable terms for both parties. Also, for some reason, if the buyer is not able to qualify for the loan, or if the home doesn't appraise, the buyer can also back out. As a seller, you need to understand that if a home does not appraise for the contractual amount, the lender will only loan on the appraised value. If this happens, the buyer either has to come up with a difference in the amount, or we may have to negotiate a new purchase price. That is agreed upon between buyer and seller. So I always advise my clients not to start packing their bags until all contingencies have been removed. Once they are removed, we will have a little relief and assurance that the home is actually going to close. And you should be moving soon. I'm Matt Kelly with Homes Sold by Matt, where I serve, not sell, and when you do what you love, people love what you're doing.